Oh.
You do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Problematic Podcast. I'm your friendly neighborhood co-host, Rita, with my favorite friendly neighborhood podcast co-host, Whitney. Hey, Whitney.
Hey, how are you?
I am fantastic. I am doing my best to stay awake, stay alive, stay healthy, stay hydrated. How about you?
That is a full docket of things to do. That is a long list. It sounds expensive too.
It
sounds very expensive.
What? Okay. We'll talk about it one day, not today. But being
Not
healthy,
today.
not today, but being healthy is actually it's cheaper to be unhealthy. Not in the long run.
It's cheaper to just die.
It is. It is.
It's that expensive part is like the burial part, but like it looks like it's like, you know, a good discount to just die.
Your ass for dying. I saw a meme that was like, when I die, just fold me up and put me in the trash. And it was like, but also same, just fold me up and put me in the trash. What are we buying a box to put me in? We digging a hole to put me in. Y'all putting me in nice clothes like I'm going somewhere when I die. I'm not going anywhere.
When you get married, well, you're married, so you understand this. Like people want to be buried like together. And I'm
yes.
like, but like he wants to be buried. I'm like, I don't want to be buried. So it's like, what do we do?
Put you in an urn and just throw you in the hole on top of them. that's all. Or sprinkle you on top of
like
the grass.
Salt Bay.
Yeah, just sprinkle you on top of
I would like to be planted like a tree, please. Thank you.
God, you new people.
What? And I could grow into like an orchard. It'll be like a Whitney orchard.
That is so you. That is so you.
Quintessentially Whitney.
That is
to grow into something useful.
I'm very much the don't cremate me because I'm afraid of fire, but also like I don't care what you do with me afterward. Fold me up and put me in the trash. This is a whole to do.
Extraordinarily morbid. The people were like, "What the hell have we tuned into on a Monday?"
I'm sorry. We're gonna fix y'all Monday.
Sorry, y'all.
What have you been listening to, Whitney?
Okay, so I need to start a playlist called "The One and the Three."
The 1 and the 3. All right.
Yes, because you know Black people clap on the 2 and the 4.
Yes, they. So oh no.
The 1 and the 3. I'm gonna start a playlist called "The 1 and the 3."
All right.
So on my 1 and the 3 playlist, there is this band. I believe it's pronounced B I. Oh, I'm gonna spell it Bibio.
Okay.
Biblo. And they have an album called Ambivalence Avenue. Oh, and the title of the album is the title of the track I like to listen to. And it really is the beat falls on the 1 and the 3.
Oh boy.
Like the low beat. Mm-hmm. And so it's very hard for me to like I have that moment that I know that they have with our music. I was like, oh, it's hard, but it's like so nice to listen to. The reason why I bring this up is I was in San Francisco about like a decade ago, and every time it just came up randomly in my like playlist, and every time I hear this song, I think about San Francisco, and I'm like, yeah, that's a very 1 and the 3 place. So 1 and the 3 song, and so I'm like, okay, we're just listening to 1 and the 3 music, and it just led to a whole bunch of other stuff like Henry Green, which sounds like a very Black ass name, but it's not. I promise you,
that is a Negro name right there.
Henry Green makes covers of a lot of songs. He did oh my god, what is the name of the song? It's a Sade song. This is not on my listens, but I'm going to probably listen to it afterwards. It's a Sade song. What is it called? Oh my god. It's like one of her popular songs. It escapes me. But he did Electric Feel, you know the rock song Electric Feel?
Yes.
He did an acoustic version of that. And when I tell you that's like it's like bubble bath, like light a candle, cut the lights out, you know, type music, and you just relax. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my 1 and the 3 playlist. It's dope.
You know, that is just so opposite of what my core ancestral existence is.
It is.
that it just messes with you when you hear it. It's like
it does. It like something happens to your like forehead. It's like it's like does not compute.
Does not.
It was like
error code 404. What is this? This is not
error code 1 and the 3. What is happening here?
This is not. This is
going against every bit of rhythm that is in your bloodstream right now, ma'am.
I have a question for you. Have you heard T-Pain's new EP yet? It's called On Top of the Covers, and it's a cover album.
Sounds fresh. No. It does sound fresh. I'm sorry.
I haven't listened to fresh. It does sound fresh. I'm sure it is fresh.
On top of the covers.
On top of the covers. I haven't had an opportunity to listen to it yet. I love how my cat is just in here running amok and just making noise.
Hey, girl.
Knock it off. Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
She wants to be on the podcast too.
But she can't. She cannot be. I'm sorry. But I'm going to listen to that. That's my music homework.
Doesn't he have like Van Halen and stuff on there?
Oh, or something? Like I have not heard, but I mean, I feel like T-Pain can cover anything. So
whatever he wants, that's fine.
I'm here for it. But what I have been listening to, so I was on the Twitter and somebody posted an old Solange video of a song called Losing You. And the song is from like 2011, 2012. Like that would have been a grad school era for me. And it was a huge bop of mine. Y'all know I'm a fan of Solange, and we are. I wasn't a huge, so at this time, back in 2012, I wasn't the biggest fan, I'm not gonna lie. But I heard the song, I saw the video, I was like, oh, she cute. Go Beyonce, sister. But the song is called Losing You, and it's basically like a girl coming to realization that, this relationship isn't working out. I think I'm still here in it, but you probably left a few days ago or weeks ago. So yeah.
This was like... I get the vision, because like none of us were really, I won't say none of us, but if we had a mutual experience where it's like, okay, Solange's sister, like you're adorable. Yes. But then she came out with a seat at the table.
Yes. And we were all like this. I mean, it just came at the right time. It was so perfect. It was so wonderful.
The timing and the vision.
I was here for it. So yeah, I really appreciate that song and Solange and how she's grown. So yeah, check that out, Solange, Losing You. It's a throwback from over 10 years ago. So that's crazy. It's crazy.
We old, Negro. We old.
We are old.
We regularly enjoy songs from decades ago.
And if that makes me an auntie, I'm okay with it. Oh, sidebar. That's fine. Not on the list of things we were supposed to talk about today, but I went out last weekend to a gay bar. And for the listeners, I am 35 years old, and anyone else in my age group knows the idea of going out to bars and clubs is crazy. But we were celebrating our friend's birthday. So we were at like a gay bar / lounge / club, and it was so refreshing to see the young gays out and about, twirling and dancing and bopping and listening to the songs while I sip my pineapple infused rum and seeing them twirl and dance. And we were just sitting there like, oh, the kids are all right. And this make us official. This officially makes us like gay aunties. I'm a gay auntie, y'all. I'm there. I've arrived. I'm so happy.
As a straight, I'm waving from like outside because I don't want to invade your special spaces.
That's quite all right.
I understand. I understand.
I appreciate the love and support. It was like a huge moment. I'm sure the listeners are like, girl, okay, y'all have gay aunts now. It's a special, yes. It's a thing. It's a badge of honor. You guys wouldn't understand unless you had to go through it. Just support us. And like support.
The only one that's higher is mother, is what I understand.
Yes, it is. I'm here to be an auntie, though. I can't be raising no badass adults. That's no shade to the kids, but no, y'all be blessed.
No, thank you.
I was happy to see y'all out and twirling and twerking and dancing and being young and like staying up past 11. That was really nice because at 11:05 we packed it up, went to Crown Fried Chicken, and went to hell home. That was it.
I don't see a problem.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You don't judge me at all.
Never, friend.
This is true. I have a story time for you.
Uh-oh.
I came to a realization, and I hope you're ready for this, because everything that I'm about to say, everything that I am about to say is the absolute truth, and I feel like no one is going to believe me, although I had like 40 witnesses that day. So I have an older cousin, and this older cousin's name is Bosco. And Bosco is a pimp and a musician and a performer. I'm not making this,
all of those.
all of them, all at the same time. He wears a lot of
Renaissance
purple.
man.
I'm going to show you pictures. This is my cousin Bosco. He is a pimp. So we were at a funeral. We were at my aunt's funeral.
Wait,
Let's just follow me here. We were at my aunt's funeral, and it was the point of the service where people get to stand up and give their parting words. And he told a story about how my aunt saved him from a rival pimp who had a gun this big, and he did the hand gesture this big. She saved my life by keeping me in the house. So, of course, at the funeral, I'm like, this is a sad time, but I need more about this story at the repast. So in my head, I was like, I need more pimp
mental
tales
note
immediately. So I'm sitting between my cousin Bosco and my mom at the repast, blowing up balloons for a balloon release. And he's telling me that he's a pimp, and I was like, "Were you really a pimp?" And asking him stupid questions like, "Why pimping ain't easy?" And he's explaining this stuff to me, and I lie to you not. And I looked him dead in the face with my naive, and I had just turned 30 at the time. I looked him dead in his face and was like, "So you believe that people should have sex for money, like it's completely okay, like as a pimp you stand on that?" And he looked me straight in my eyes with the most sincerity and said to me, "You crazy if you're doing it for free." And every once in a while I sit and I think about that, and the older I get, the more the pimp riddle makes sense. Imagine I'm sitting next to my mother. I was like, "So you telling me it is perfectly okay for any woman to go out here and participate in sex work?" And he's like looking at me like, "People pay for sex and you out here doing it for free. Which of you is the fool?" And every once in a while I sit and I think about that. And I needed to share it with the listeners, because the older I get, the more I realize that this man might have been on something. And we've been treating pimps. Pimps are not good people. Bosco,
they're
I'm
the
sure
worst
he's done
of
things
humanity. I was trying not to say it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm sure that there are things that Bosco has done in his life that I probably would not approve of. But when he sat there and said that to me, the more I think about it, the more I feel like this man has been imparting knowledge that I think many of us were just too young to understand. Now, the idea of pimping, I'm strongly against. Let me put that out there. I do not support it. I am not as hard pressed to denounce sex work, though. I mean, if you got it and somebody paying for it, and there's some consent there, like all the consent there, yeah, maybe the fact that people are giving it away for free and people are willing to pay for it. And what other commodity do we give away for free when people are paying for it? It's kind of crazy. I thought about that. I had to share it with you guys. My cousin Bosco the pimp, and him talk about no free sex. No free sex.
Thank you for that moment.
I had to share it with you.
Reflection.
I couldn't sleep well last night. And
this was on your mind?
And it was. I just laid there and went, this man, sometimes we write people off because they're silly and ridiculous and they wear a lot of purple. And then
Purple's a great color.
It is a great color. Not necessarily the way he tends to do it sometimes, but he's like, he always fly. He's always fly. It's just a lot of purple. I feel like purple should be an accent color, but yeah, he felt differently. But yeah, no more free sex. You out here doing it for free and people are paying for it. That's crazy.
I mean, listen, that's y'all's business. That don't have nothing to do with me.
Nothing. Who's your problematic person of the week?
Girl. Okay.
Let's get into it.
Where the problem is, I feel like I could run this segment by myself.
Go for it. You can. Will.
I
today. Welcome.
I shouldn't be that person. I really should not. Did we talk about Bethany Mendel last week?
We didn't.
the girl who went on what was that? The Hills. It's the Hill, the website The Hill
Yes.
that talks about politics and things like that. They have a
Yes.
YouTube show called Rising.
Never heard of it.
Okay. So they have a YouTube show called Rising. I've seen a few clips from it. I've never seen it with this particular journalist. Her name is Brianna Joy Gray. And there's another journalist, a white guy. I don't know his name. I saw a clip of him having a discussion about something. I wasn't a fan about it. Like he was making fun of like trans people. I
I don't
personally
like
did
that.
not care for it. And I believe he's in the queer community. I believe, God. I could be wrong, but I believe he's in the quear community, and that makes me even sicker because I'm like,
what are we doing here? What's happening?
What are we doing here? But anyway, if we already talked about Bethany Mendel, I'm just going to add another big flying FU to Bethany Mendel. Bethany Mendel went on to the show Rising, and she's written an entire book called Stolen Youth. Don't go buy it, don't go support it. Because she's saying essentially that wokeness.
Oh boy. Was this the young woman who could not define what?
This is exactly that person. And me being the writer that I am, I had to do all this research because after she had that so for those who are unfamiliar, you haven't seen this video, basically she was asked by Brianna Joy Gray if she could define what woke meant. Couldn't define it. She was stuttering, she was stumbling, she was falling all over her words. She allegedly wrote an entire chapter about woke and why it was a problem. She managed to eke out some form of a definition that was completely antithetical to what woke actually means. Woke literally means pay attention, be alert,
that's it. That's all.
Yeah, focus. In social and political situation. The long and the short is she finally eked out some type of definition. And then she says, like, this is something that you can't really define in a 15-second soundbite. And I'm like, well, I just defined it in 5. So, girl, what are we talking about? Like, you're twisting things. Like, this is like one of those spooky words like woke and critical race theory and intersectionality. And now it's diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're literally,
they hate that. They said, why do they have to be included? We like segregation. They said we thought about it and it wasn't that bad. Bring it back.
They are calling them, they might as well just call themselves segregationalists. They might as well just come out and say it. They won't come out and say it because A, they know it sounds bad. B, they know it confirms everything that all the people against them are saying. And it just is a big mess. It's a big, hateful, racist mess. So yeah, old girl couldn't find it. And then she went on to cry on her Twitter and said the reason why she couldn't define the word is because before their interview, the Brianna Joy Gray, the black journalist, was caught on a hot mic saying mean things about parents, and I don't like how the left doesn't support parents, and that threw me off. It's not an excuse; it's just reality. I'm a human. I just put my newborn down before this interview, and how dare you? And I was prepared for all these personal questions about my life choices. Girl, we called you to talk about this damn book. Nobody cares about your damn life choices.
Nobody.
We want to talk about the book that you allegedly wrote, and you're why is it the default of racist white people when things go wrong, blame the blacks? Why is that y'all default?
I don't know. They just they look around and be like, there's a black, blame them. I don't get it.
There's a black blame them. And it was so bad that Brianna Joy Gray had to go on Rising's social media and make a video explaining that she wasn't trying to, it wasn't a get you gotcha moment. She was literally just asking, hey, we've tossed around this word woke. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. Can you just give a definition? Lady couldn't do it.
I ain't got it. She tapped her pockets like she was looking for her lighter and said, I got nothing. I got nothing. Sorry, folks. So sorry.
Obviously had nothing. Oh, the frustrating part was that Newsweek decided to give her an entire article, and even in the article, she still
I got nothing.
Did not define what woke meant.
Just tapping her pockets.
And I'm like,
I got nothing.
Like she said, it was like she said on Twitter, because I had to do the research because I'm a writer. She, like, it was something about like redefining what's, redefining something about oppression and oppressive systems, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's not what woke is. That's not what it is. And I'm like, let me take you back to 1938 with Huddy Ledbetter, also known as Leadbelly, who wrote a song called The Scottsboro Boys, where he says in the song, I quote, "Stay woke."
Stay woke.
We could talk about Marcus Garvey and, telling the, Black people to wake up, essentially. But that term, that as a colloquialism, not just as like the words, because, some people like, well, actually, it comes from wake, and wake has been part of the language and the lexicon. No, we're talking about the damn colloquialism, the one that was made popular by and for Black folks.
They hate
like,
that.
Don't play with me.
Not for us, by us. Not a FUBU word.
Literally, FUBU. A shout out to LL. Because I'll never get over the fact that LL
he was in a Gap commercial.
Talking about For Us.
Legendary. Mr. Cool J, you are a hero. A Black hero.
Talk about heroes of the week. Let's reflect on that Black history moment.
That is some colored excellence right there. I just love it. I love us
so much. But yeah, so Newsweek gave her a bigger platform to essentially cry big fat white tears. And we make mixed drinks out of white tears. I remember there was a friend of mine who said that.
Knock it off.
And I looked at her across the room and I said, "Oh, you will be my friend now."
And now we have a podcast. Look at us.
I've never claimed a friend like that before. So obviously I was right. See, look, I be reading. I be reading people.
Your discernment is on point, unlike mine. So says my past dating life. Moving right
It's gotten better.
It has. I'm married now. I'm off the market. I'm out the streets.
You've gotten better and I've gotten better because my discernment has not always been on point. And we will talk about another person at another time. But the point is about Bethany Mendel. White supremacy is demonizing a term that you don't understand, writing a book about it to evoke fear in a community that thrives off of ignorance. Then when you're asked to define that term that you're trying to demonize, you can't. You cry about it on social media. You cry about it to a massive platform, and you still have not made the actual definition, and people want to come to your rescue. That's what white supremacy is. And I need us to get right or get left.
Please, one or the other, because y'all are where the fact that you're so upset about a word that you can't define, that you go on TV, you got dressed that morning, did your hair, brushed your teeth, to sit in front of a camera and still not be able to define what is pissing you off today.
And it's a basic thing. You wrote a whole book about it. Why can't you define it? Like, not to put my business out there, but to put my business out there. I'm writing a book right now. And we out here. And there is a bunch of things that I know that I'm going to have to make sound bites for. I know I'm focusing a lot on book banning and things like that. And so I'm going to have to focus a lot on, the recent hearings that we just saw with AOC and Hakeem Jeffries talking about the book bans. I'm going to have to focus on, the God, I forget the name. See, look, this is why you have to know your stuff. But I'm writing the book. The book is not written. I'm writing it. It's not
She's
written.
doing it on the front end, guys.
Yeah. That's called preparation. And in Greek world, we say proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. Piss poor performance promotes pain. That's what we say in Greek world. So I would like, nobody's here for Bethany's tears. Nope. And the jokes write themselves about that. The jokes write themselves about that. Nobody's here for the tears.
Girl,
not at all.
Save them. I don't know. I'll make drinks with them. But yeah, if you want to get on and embarrass yourself, then by all means, Bethany, knock yourself out, as King Jadakiss would say. I really don't have a problematic person, but I did say that I will follow up on this from last week. Tuesday then came and went. And Donald Trump ass is still not locked up. Ain't even seen a pair of handcuffs. I
no silver bracelets at all.
I got nothing. I just want y'all to stop bothering me with the news articles and the recent updates and the indictment threats. That man is
Stop it.
clearly never going to be held accountable for the things that he's done,
Y'all
and
never
the
gonna
things
do
that
it.
he said, and the things that he's incited. And I wish that y'all would just stop pretending that he didn't get away with it. I think it would be easier to deal with if we were just like, we're not so good at keeping the bad guys out. Sometimes the bad guys win.
No.
And that bad guy won. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, he lost that 2020 election, but everything else, it seems like if
thank
you let
God,
him tell it,
my God, it was close.
You let him tell it, he won that too. And him and all of his supporters can, I don't know, if it helps them sleep at night thinking that they won it, then I'm okay with that. Because as long as I ain't got to see you in the White House or the Rose Garden anymore, I'm fine. But yeah,
Melania tearing up the damn White House and ruining Christmas.
With
them ugly ass tree. The funniest word this week is ugly. I don't care what
the way it's
says.
spelled. UGLASS.
Uglass.
I love us, for us, by us. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I would like stop lying and gaslighting us like he's going to be held accountable, because we
Y'all
know
never gonna do it.
Never
gonna do it.
It's never going to happen.
I dare you. I dare you to do it. The funny thing was, the prosecutors were like, what the hell? Like, where did he get this from? I feel like it was a money grab, TBH.
I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like it was a money grab, because he's like one of those master manipulators.
He is.
And I think he made something like I have to look this up. I am not sure if this is true. Allegedly. He made like $1.5 million off of that little announcement. He was getting arrested. And people like donated.
Wrong fucking business. You're the wrong business.
Just lie to people. Just lie to them.
It's so hard for me to do.
My morals won't let me do it. I know, right?
Difficult. It's difficult.
Fall in love with Jesus, and now you got to live right. And just, you got a grandmama that was praying for you, and now you can't even act wrong.
Now you can't even cut out. Now you just sitting here thinking, I'm giving giving it away for free and people paying for it. Just fuck your whole day up. Fuck your whole day up. Oh my God. When I say that, just 5 years later, it still sits with me. I just haven't parted ways with it yet. I'm not.
It's a good story.
Oh,
that needs to go in the.
Wait.
Go ahead.
No, I don't mean to cut you off. This is a problematic person, but not a problematic person. Have you watched Swarm?
No, child, but y'all were all over the internet talking about this mess.
Whitney, if you have not watched Swarm, just go ahead and fast forward to the problematic letters. Just go ahead, skip ahead. I just have to say, I lied.
Spoilers!
Spoiler alert! Spoiler!
I don't want people to unfollow us because.
Right. No, we gave you the spoiler alert. Just go ahead and skip ahead 7 minutes. So let me start by saying I succumbed to the peer pressure, and I said they are, first off, let me be honest. I wasn't going to watch it. I was like, I'm not going to succumb to the peer pressure. And then I called my mom and she was like, have you watched Swarm? And I was like, Lord, y'all done got my mama mixed in this foolishness. So let me go ahead and watch this show. So I didn't put it on. My dear, sweet, significant other did. And let me tell you something. From the very beginning, with the T, beginning, foolishness abounds.
I heard the first 5 minutes.
I mean, for those who have watched and don't mind the spoiler alert, you get the premise. It's about hivedom and fandom and how far fans will go for their faves. And the main character is obsessed with a character who is meant to resemble Beyonce. And she just spends
the next. Say that, though.
They didn't want to say it, but what I do love about Donald Glover is at the beginning of every episode, he was like, if these incidents feel coincidental, they absolutely are. This is not, we're not even going to lie to you. I was like, shout out to Donald Glover. Lying. But the main character basically goes on a serial killing, murderous spree just to see her favorite artist. And when I say weird from start to finish, people said that all she do is snack and serial kill. And that's all she did. Well, she was eating Doritos, she was eating ho-hos, or she was killing bitches. I think that Donald Glover needs a problematic person of the week tag, because I don't understand. I don't get the message. I don't. Are people killing people for Beyonce? Is there? You know,
is there a message?
they say art should have a message, but the older I get, maybe it don't. Maybe it
just
doesn't.
exists.
Y'all know I love Donald Glover. I'm a
What though?
childish.
To be fair, we don't have a lot of Black serial killer stuff.
We
Black
don't.
women serial killer stuff.
We don't. But do we need it?
We don't. But it's good to representation.
It DE&I. That's what they said. Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
See, this is why they're fighting it.
And this right here. Now we got Black women serial killers. But yeah, this girl just goes on a tour of
it's snacks.
Oh yeah, snacks, lots of snacks, and pretending to be like she keeps changing her identity and she morphs, but she remains a fan of knockoff Beyonce, and she kills anybody. I mean, if you were on the internet saying fuck alternate Beyonce, we don't fuck with her, she will come to Idaho and let your ass know that wasn't cool, and then slit your throat or bash your head in. So yeah,
be careful.
I feel like it was 7 episodes of my life that I can never get back.
I shouldn't watch it.
See, that's the thing, and that's where I've been struggling with this. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like if I never saw it, I would have missed nothing. But I had to see it to see the weirdness. It's like a train wreck. Like, did I need this morning on my way to work? No. But I can't not look because I got to see how many more people she kills for Beyonce Light. I did it. I can't in good conscience recommend it, but if you watched it, I think you would better understand the sentiment of why did I just spend all this time watching this girl just snack and kill people? Snacks. We did have that in common. I love snacks. She loves snacks. And then killing people. It was all definitely strange. So yeah, that I'm gonna wrap up the problematic people of the week with that. And then then we can get into these awful first date stories. So we got a lot. So before we get into it, we got a lot of responses. Some of them were very short and some of them were like traumatic. I was like, I probably wouldn't have shared that with anybody. But I try to weed out the ones that we can actually give some advice to, because some things there ain't no advice. Just glad that hopefully you're not dealing with that person anymore. So we're going to get right into those in just a moment. We'll be back in a second, everyone. We always love to hear from you at the Problematic Podcast. So if you have a problematic question or story, feel free to email us at theproblematicpod@gmail.com, or now you can text us at 267-225-4648. Again, that's 267-225-4648. Standard messaging rates apply. We love to hear from you. Now let's get into today's problematic letters. All right, everybody, we are back and we are going to get into 2 of our problematic letters of the week, and the theme that went out for those who may or may not know. So I usually send out messages or post on social media with a topic, and this week's topic was awful first date stories, something real easy and real cliche, and you people did not disappoint. So we're going to get into you people never disappoint. Let me pull up this story and we are going to get into it. This one I thought was funny, so I had to share this one. You ready?
I'm doing my best.
All right. So I went to an upscale seafood restaurant and ordered mussels for the table. The waitress brought out the mussels and, of course, a bowl to put the shells in. My date was slurping the mussels out and tossing her dirty shells back into the common bowl with the other ones instead of using the empty bowl for her trash. I looked for a couple minutes and finally pointed out what the empty bowl was for. She said, and I quote, "I knew you were one of those uppity girls." That was the whole letter. Whitney's face is classic. Yes, I knew you were one of those uppity girls. Go off, Whitney. Go off. I'm going to let you respond first.
Empty bowl.
Empty bowl.
Full bowl.
Full bowl.
Full bowl.
Full
mussels.
Bowl. Mussels.
You can't eat the shells.
You cannot eat
put the
shells
back or put them in the empty bowl. What did you think the empty bowl? I have questions. I'm sorry. For anyone who you guys can't see, but I literally drew like a little chart.
She's drawing a chart with her hands.
Because my first thing is before I try to judge, I try to understand. And y'all know that I operate like that. Before I judge, try to understand. Work hard. I've gotten to the end of myself. It's not an uppity thing. It's a common sense thing.
They gave us an empty bowl. They gave us an empty bowl.
What did you think the bowl was for? And that's not uppity. That's common sense. We can't eat the empty shells, and it's gross.
And you slurping them. You're slurping them out, just slurping mussels, and then putting your slurped shell back in the bowl.
I hope that was the last date. Was that the last one? That was the last one.
I hope so.
Don't tell me you married this person.
I would hope not. No.
I have questions.
I think for me, the most insulting part was I'm uppity because you nasty. If you could have just been like, oh, damn, that makes sense. And then moved your pre-slurped shells.
Shrug that off.
Why would you?
That could have been a laughable moment.
It could have been. Girl,
that could have been like a really
nowhere.
Cute story.
It could have been. Yeah. On my first date with my current spouse, she completely got
only
something
spouse.
Well, yeah, that's true. On our first date with my only spouse, she went and dug something out of my eye. I had something in the corner of my eye. I swear to God, we had just sat down and she was like, girl, come here. And then put her whole finger in my eye. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. But also I was like, this girl just put her strange finger in my eye.
Not her strange finger. And now you're married. Now I have to marry her.
But it's cool to be like, you know what? I didn't know. Shit, that makes sense that this is why this is here. Girl, I had no idea. No, none of that.
It's sitting right there.
I knew you were one of those uppity girls. Because I don't slurp things and put them back in a bowl. That's uppity.
Is it?
I guess.
Is it uppity?
Let me lead with I'm allergic to shellfish. So I'm not hanging around shell slurpers.
I love mussels. Mussels are one of my favorite seafood things to eat. And so, but I learned how to eat mussels at a very young age, and I am one of those uppity girls because my dad took me to the chart house, and that was the first time I ever even had a mussel.
Shit.
Yeah.
7-year-old Whitney at the chart house.
First time. My little dress, my little fancy dress. I know, right? I can't wait to do stuff like that with Amy. Hopefully she doesn't have a seafood allergy. Neither one of her parents do, but
neither one of my parents do. So
she's never even had it before. She's never had seafood. She's had plenty of fish, never had seafood. But yeah, I can't wait to take her with the little dress and show her hey, this is how we eat this food that you probably shouldn't be dressed up for eating.
Child.
But anyway, back to this lady. Yes, don't date this person again.
Ever. Please.
No,
never.
This tells you about life choices. This tells you that if you guys get into a conflict where you are making more sense, this person is the type to insult you for making sense.
I have a beef with people who insult other people anyway, because I feel like it's almost never necessary unless we are getting to the point where we about to throw hands over some stuff.
Oh no, yeah, then
the insults aren't.
Not your mom. I'm just saying. Your mom was a lovely woman, and I would never talk badly about your mother.
She's fantastic, as is yours.
Thank you.
It's you throwing out the insult when you are ruining my dining experience. Being unsanitary.
It's gross.
It's nasty as hell. You're literally putting these shells in your mouth and slurping them. And then putting them next to the food that I'm trying to eat. No, you can't take everybody everywhere. And
what did she think the extra bowl was for?
Wishes and dreams. Where to place dinner conversation. I have no idea.
It's rough out these streets, huh?
I guess listen, the people have been saying it for a while. Dating is the worst ghetto that they've ever been in. And
here in married land.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it. I just want people to acknowledge it like on the front end. Like, I think if you go in with the attitude like this is pretty ghetto, we probably shouldn't be doing this, then you'll feel better about dating as a whole.
Let's
but
just
people
go eat.
let's just go eat. And
let's just go eat. Let me see if this will be a thing. If not, then I hope you enjoyed the meal and
right.
Have a good life.
Be blessed. And I would be so upset. I think keeping my composure. You only got one slurped shell in the bowl before. I don't handle things like that. Well,
You'll start asking questions immediately.
So real quick, did you just put that shell in your mouth and then put it back in the bowl next to the shell that I'm about to put in my mouth? I'm just asking so we're on the same page here.
I see it going very poorly, very fast.
Because what did you think this other bowl was for?
Did you just insult me for telling you to do the right thing?
Right. I'm uppity because you were raised by one.
Don't worry about the check. You could just go ahead and go.
I'm going
to enjoy my dinner.
Matter of fact, you take the rest of those.
Those belong to you now.
Those are your shells. I don't give a damn where you put them or what you do with them.
Ugh.
Yikes. Yeah, my biggest advice for that one is
water now.
Block that girl's number because yikes. Yeah, like it's just nasty. It's
nasty.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I got one more for you. And
just one.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad for this one, but
okay.
We'll talk about it. So I think this one was an older story by the way it was worded, but let's get into it. I would love for you to give this person a name. We didn't give the first person a name.
Maybelline.
I swear. Are you just picking your great aunt's names at this point? Okay.
I just look at the sky and see what comes to me. Maybe it's the ancestors.
All right.
Just hanging out. Is she hanging out with Geraldine? Probably.
Maybelline and Geraldine. Yes, Geraldine was last week's name. Absolutely. All right. Maybelline wrote, this wasn't my date, but wait, hold on. I'd have messed up already. All right, let me start over. This wasn't my date, but the guy my best friend was talking to called and asked if we wanted to go to Dave & Buster's after a cookout and offered to pick us up. We met his friends and had a good time, but when we went outside, he unlocked the doors and we got in. As soon as he got to his door, he started yelling, no. No has like 6 O's, like, no. So we in the car looking like maybe he got a flat or a ticket or something, but it was worse. Someone had hit the car and knocked off the mirror, the light, and pieces of the side of the car.
Oh, Jesus.
Now he's calling someone, but they're not picking up. And we could tell he was trying not to cry a little bit. And my friend was trying to calm him down, but she's really making it worse. To keep it very brief, it was his mom's car. And I think she was out of town. And he was allowed to drive at certain places, but probably not Dave & Buster's.
No.
When she did call back, we could hear her yelling through the phone. He put the light in the mirror in the car and took us to my house. No music or conversation. I was afraid to talk.
Oh. This is a very different type of story.
It's a completely
different type of story.
I don't think anybody necessarily did anything wrong to ruin
Nobody did it except for the asshole who hit him.
Like, well, yes.
Outside of that jerk, God, I hope you have the feeling of stepping on Legos for the rest of your life. You didn't even leave a note. Nothing.
Just imagine being grown and being afraid but having to call your mom for anything in front of somebody.
I didn't think about it from that angle. I don't know why in my head these were teenagers. These are grown people.
No, it seemed like it was an old story, but I'm guessing they were like old enough to be at Dave & Buster's. I don't know. Like, how old do you have to be to go to Dave & Buster's by yourself?
I don't know. I was sheltered. Nigga, you asking me questions about outlife. I lived at home. I went to church, school, and home.
If I had to guess, I would say late teens, early 20s. But still,
that's what I think.
If you wasn't supposed to have your mama car at Dave & Buster's, and then you got a call, but you're trying to be cool, but also you trying
no being cool.
There's no being cool when.
No, I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry that happened.
I have no advice for this one.
None.
Either. I don't know. Maybe
don't be taking your mama car. That's all I got.
highly skeptical anyway, because I was always afraid of. So one of my biggest fears, and this is me being very vulnerable with you guys. One of my biggest fears is going to jail accidentally for some shit that I really didn't do. Like that is one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears is being out with someone that has been living wrong, and then the cops show up and I accidentally end up arrested for something that I legitimately didn't do. So like as
I'm telling on everybody.
Everybody.
I'm telling everybody.
Y'all
in the third grade.
I am not sticking by. There is no code. I am telling on people who they ain't even asking about. Okay,
I'm telling.
I'm snitching. You call it what you want. You call me a rat. I don't care. I think rats are misunderstood.
Motherfucker. I'm telling.
First off, I speak fluent rat. Squeak, squeak. Yes, I don't care. I'm telling. Immediately on everything. Bring the DA in here. Bring the DA cousin in here. I got some stories to tell.
Where do you want me to start? Kindergarten. I saw such a so steal from the.
I'm telling on people who here, who ain't here. I'm a part of an investigation. I can run a sting. Whatever's keeping me out of jail.
Yeah.
But one of that was like always one of my big fears. So like when people would pull up with a new car, I had questions. Whose car is this? Is this your car? Is this your mom's car? Where'd you get this car from?
Where'd you get it from? Where'd it come from?
Let me tell you something right now. The cops pull us over and you start saying, be cool, everybody. Nope. I'm immediately getting
not cool. Not cool.
Uncool right now.
On the dot. Uncool.
I'm not going to jail. So people, I've always been that person. I don't, no, is this your mama car? Is this you should tell us if
Girl,
this is
who
your
car
mama car. Yeah. Do you even have a license? You got to ask the proper questions because people are out here living wrong. That is the best advice that I got. But no, you think I'm joking.
No, it's just a very old, like, you talk about me with old names. You got the old sayings, living wrong.
People are out here living wrong, and I cannot risk jail.
No, thank you.
For anybody.
No, girl.
For anybody. You ever walk up the street and see one of your friends getting arrested?
Never.
And you like, oh, wow.
God.
Okay.
What?
Just me then.
You want to tell that story to the class, Rita?
No, he's living better now. And I feel like whatever they was locking him up for, he wasn't really a part of. He was just with the people who was a part of it. But what I'm saying is you don't want that to be.
You don't want that to be your life story.
Ask more questions before you. That's like... Now this is me telling my age. I do not believe in online dating and this Tinder and Plenty of Fish thing.
Oh,
how do you know?
You're going to make the people mad, Rita.
I know I'm going to make the people mad, and that's okay. It's called the Problematic Podcast, not the Warm and Fuzzy Podcast.
That's true. Yeah, go for it.
Make people mad. My thing is, and my friend, my dear sweet friend Susie, who I love. Shout out to Susie. I hope you're listening. She would always say, there are crazy people in person and there are crazy people online. You can get a crazy person anywhere. And she's not wrong. I agree with her. But there's a part of me that hopes, and this is coming from a person who has dated some legitimate psychos. There's a hope that my discernment, when I lay eyes on you, will say, I'm not fucking with you. You might throw me in the trunk. And then
something in the eyes.
It's something in the eyes, but I need to see and meet you in person. Or going out on a date with you to do that. And I feel like online dating robs people of that. Now, I'm not shading people who believe in Plenty of Fish and Tinder, but that is like one of the scariest things to me. It's like, how does your spirit get a read on the person? Now, clearly, my discernment ain't been that great because, like I said, I've never ended up in a trunk.
Thank God. Thank God.
I have dated some people. I was like, I don't know if they were crazy when I met them or if 3 weeks in I did something to make them crazy. Maybe I am triggering the psychosis because for a while I thought it was me. I was like, it can't just if everybody's crazy, it's me, right? But then my friends was like, no, bitch, I feel like it wasn't, it might not have been you. But yeah, so that's like that when it comes to like the online dating, I'm like, so how do you know if you're gonna end up?
Are we talking about this?
I would like
ready to have this conversation.
I would like to know. I don't know. Have you ever done online dating?
No.
Oh,
I
we
told
probably
you
ain't the
I'm
people to talk about this.
We are wrong. We are not. That's why I was like, are we really going to talk about this? Because it's going to lean very heavily on one side. I'm not here to tell people that their relationships are illegitimate, that they fostered from their online dating situation. All I'm going to say is you got to go where the people are.
Yes, like Ariel said.
This is why you gotta bring Halle Bailey into this? Why you gotta bring her into this? She probably should find someone else to date though. That boy don't seem right for her. Honey, you are a whole ass Disney princess. We got to
step our game up now.
Yeah.
You're in a different caliber of princess now.
Different league.
We out of the hood prince. We got to move on to something else.
No, yeah. You need like real prince. Like go talk to Megan. Not the stallion. She's awesome too. But I was talking about Markle. Go talk to her.
See what she did.
Yeah. Listen, she got the right one too.
She figured it out.
Harry is about that life. I knew from the photo where we saw him with his
pointing that finger. He was finger. Like, this is Mr. Action. He wasn't. Yeah,
it's something in there.
It's a little sprinkle of something.
He check about Queen Charlotte because I have theories about Queen Charlotte.
Oh boy.
Anyway, back to online dating. I have theories about Queen Charlotte. That she was low key black. I believe it.
Not low key, mid key, but we just can't.
Maybe high key.
Maybe high key. We just can't prove it.
I don't know. And anyway,
and we digress again.
Listen, we be following.
We do write a script for this, and then we get.
I promise y'all, we do.
We write a script, and we have notes, and then we be down the rabbit hole. But back to online dating.
I just don't. I feel you got to feel chemistry. You got to go where the people are, and I need someone else to back me up on this. Or to counter this, because the way I feel about online dating is the way I feel about like we're ordering my groceries. Like,
oh boy,
I said I wanted strawberries and blueberries, but I didn't get to say like the specific types of strawberries and blueberries. Right. Like if I'm going to get a bunch of pears, one lady brought my pears and they were all ready that day, and I'm like, I can't eat 4 pears in one day.
Yeah, I need an assortment. I need assortment.
Right. Yeah, like I need a good solid hard one that I could have in like 3 days.
That's what she said.
No, Jesus wept.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna grow up one day.
Nigga. But like fruit. We're talking about fruit from trees that I order on Instacart. She brought me all ripe ones, and I'm like, this is probably what online dating feels like. Like, yeah, you said you wanted pears, but you didn't say you wanted them all ripe right now. And I don't know. It just like there's nothing that can replace human chemistry. Nothing. There's nothing that'll replace that. And yeah, you guys match, but that's how the Tinder swindler happened. So I'm just like, I'm sorry. Was that wrong?
No,
that's bad times.
No, it's not. It was. It was
bad times. It was good entertainment, though.
It was great entertainment, but
very entertaining during this early parts of the pandemic. We were all stuck at home watching Netflix and getting mad about social justice anyway. So why not?
People. Awful. No, so I'll be fair. I'll try and be as fair as I can be. I have friends who met their spouses online and they're happily married now and they have their families. So it's not to say that it can't work. And it's 2023. I'm not going to act like we all have to be chaperoned at the library and meet our partners at the coffee shop.
No.
For me, I like to see people in their natural element first, because you could be hiding all sorts of things. And then, with my fear of ending up in a trunk or accidentally going to jail, like it's just I meet up with a person and this person is like the drug kingpin of their section of the city and people are shooting at us. I just have these elaborate, ridiculous fears. So shout out to those who are online dating and doing the Twinder. The Twinder.
We're calling it that. Yep.
Doing the Tinder and doing the point.
I got another problematic person. I need to pull up my sleeves for this one.
Go off. Here we go.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to change the topic so
nope,
abruptly.
Go for it. They should be used to it by now.
I'm sorry. Yes, y'all be rolling with us. I appreciate y'all.
They do.
I appreciate y'all. Candace Eleanor.
Oh my God.
Owens. That's not her name.
I knew when you said Eleanor, I was like, I bet
That's
you
not her
about
name.
Owens. I knew it.
You know how we be giving people?
Yes.
Like, what do y'all call Jesus to Devontae Christ?
Jesus Devontae Christ. Yes.
Oh, the Lord is in heaven. Like, we didn't have middle names. What are you talking
You
about?
do now, Christ. Your middle name is Devontae or Javante. One of the two.
Screaming. Oh God, I think that's so funny. Decided to go on her platform and make a video discussing how Skims has come up with underwear for people who use weird wheelchairs and why that's a problem for her. And she literally said, quote, I think we're going too far with this inclusivity thing. And I'm like, you have a problem with people who use wheelchairs having draws?
You know,
they can't have draws.
Like, the fake outrage is getting a little ridiculous
because they have no solutions. Rita, they can't fix any problems, so they make up problems. Why do you think they're like championing the banning of like storybooks like Hair Love? Like, there's nothing wrong with that book. There's nothing wrong with that book, but it constantly ends up on ban lists.
We don't want you Negroes loving your hair.
We don't want y'all loving your hair, your skin. We don't want you being the center of your stories. And like I keep saying, our stories are our power, whether it's our storybooks or our history books, they are our power. And any attack against that is an attack against our power. And so it frustrates me so bad that like I'm looking at this person who, you know, Zora was on something when she said this, all your skin folk ain't your
kinfolk. Ooh, she was preaching.
Listen, I don't know what flavor of boot Candace likes to lick, but when you get to the point where you're looking at disabled folks and you're saying like, how far are we going to take this this inclusivity thing, as if they don't exist, as if they don't matter, as if they don't have needs like draws like all the rest of us do?
Underwear, pants,
draws.
Really?
Everybody with an ass needs draws, okay?
If you have an ass, you need draws. That you got to cover them with something.
I don't understand.
Do they have an ass?
They need draws. And then what is the problem? Like, this was like a non-issue that. And someone came up, I just saw the term rage farming. Like, I had never seen that before in my life. But I was sitting there just like, that's exactly what this is. She has to come up with something because there's literally nothing to be upset about.
And there's nothing to bring her name up about. Girl, nobody gives a damn about your ass anymore. That crusty ass hair, the split ass ends, that fucked up ass edge, whatever you got going on.
The ancestors. The ancestors will fuck up your hair. Look, well, I can't talk about the dead, but which one died? Diamond or Silk? Which one?
One of them died?
One of them died.
Oh, I don't mean to laugh. I'm not
laughing.
Nick! I'm not laughing.
Oh, we're not laughing that she died.
I'm
laughing at your reaction.
I did not know.
Oh, yeah, one of them died. I don't know which one, but the other one went up and was talking about Donald Trump, like at the girl's funeral, the one that passed away. The other one went up and was talking about her, and like, yes, and Mr. Trump has always been so kind to us. And then Donald Trump was actually there. He went to go say something. He's like, yeah, I just realized that there's two of them today, and I was like, no, my God, this is so friend, you have to look this up.
You know,
friend.
Jokes write themselves.
Literally, the
all you colored broads look alike is what
like essentially said. He said y'all in these wigs y'all all just that's what he said. That's what the man said. That's what the man said, Rita.
Y'all in these wigs. Whitney, I don't want to play anymore. Unplug your microphone right now. You're done. You're finished for today. Y'all in these wigs. Ooh.
Like, I don't understand. I like Candace, like, I know you're fighting for your life to be relevant. You're not. It's okay if you just go and disappear into obscurity. Live your life, enjoy your children, have whatever life God deems you to have. Because at this point, she does.
Oh, yikes.
I think she has a child. Enjoy your family, like, live your life. Because if you're coming up if this is what you got when we're facing massive inflation, when we are facing a potential war, a world war,
Banks are
when we are
failing. Eggs, $35.
eggs, you might as well sell a limb for. Like, it's just ridiculous. At this point, we're gonna start buying chickens and having farms and shit. That mass, there's more mass shootings than there are days in the year. Like, all the things you could actually be upset about, and you want to talk about draws for people in wheelchairs. Like,
I think you
no,
just nailed it. I really feel like everyone with an ass should wear draws. Just
everyone with an ass.
ah, I got nothing else. I
I'm done.
honestly, I don't even know what to say after that. People in wheelchairs can't have draws. And Kim Kardashian is not my favorite
No,
person. But I'm hearing
that's
great.
another thing. You got me
Hearing great.
defending a Kardashian.
And Whitney hates the Kardashians probably
I don't
more
hate
than I
them.
do.
I hate what they stand for. I don't hate them as individuals. I don't like what they stand for.
I don't own any Skims. I am pretty big on y'all gonna get the body the way that it woke up this morning. But also I'm hearing really great reviews
Great
about
stuff.
the line, and apparently the products are really good and people really like them. I'm not gonna say shout out to Kim Kardashian because
No.
I might actually melt if I say that. But
No.
her being inclusive is a beautiful thing.
That's a
And
massive
Candace
thing.
Owens having when like you said, when I gotta defend Kim Kardashian,
Put
it's
your
just
dukes up.
it's
Put your
just
dukes
not
up.
a good damn day. I'm ending it right there. Everyone with an ass deserves underwear, Candace, and
Please.
go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to, as always, we love, 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 love that you guys tune in. I hope we made y'all Monday or whatever day you decided to listen a little brighter. Please do not forget to reach out to us if you have a story or a problematic person. You can reach out to us.
Get yourself together.
We love to hear from you. I was gonna say the number, but I'll just insert the clip after here. Y'all have a great and wonderful week. We'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Put your drawers on.
Put your drawers on. Goodbye, Whitney.